Welcome to the Build Your Base podcast. This show is all about building your strongest Bangkok life. I'm the host of the show, Jack Thomas, and we're joined today by Coach Cory, who's going to be talking all about kettlebell training. Now, I have a love for kettlebell training and kettlebell sport. I've entered competitions for it. I got really into it around 13, 14 years ago, and it will always have a special place in my heart. Cory has really thrown himself into kettlebell training over the last few years, so we're excited to dig further into that. It's an awesome tool. But first of all, Cory, before we go into your kettlebell journey, how did you first get started in the fitness industry?
That's a good question. The fitness industry kind of just came out of like passion. I guess I was really unfit. I was in college, just living a really bad lifestyle, not getting any steps, not knowing anything about exercise. Then one day I just looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, oh, what have you done?
What have I become?
Yeah, this just looks bad. And then from that moment, I just hit down to the university gym, then just started going to the treadmill, and then slowly learning about strength training, watching a lot of vlogs on YouTube. I would say influencers, people just recording what they eat, what they train. And I guess that's my first start into working out. And then from
This is in the US, right?
Yeah, that was in the US. Yeah, I studied there. And then I started seeing results. My own results when I came back to Thailand, because I didn't pass my grades. I couldn't study anymore. So this is the lowest point in my life. I have to do something. And then I guess my only passion was fitness. I wanted to chase that. And I had to dive into the industry. I had to research, and I just searched up best gyms in Bangkok, then slowly made my way here into base. I told my mom first. My friends, my first client was pretty much my roommate. Yeah, invited him to the gym with me, trying to do what I do, teach him what I do, my exercise, the foods. We go to the supermarket together, get eggs, chicken, kind of meal prep together, and then we came back to Thailand and slowly started finding gyms to work at in Bangkok.
Yeah. So I remember our first conversation about 5 years ago.
It was, yeah,
first step into the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so talk us through briefly just these 5 years, how it's been working in the fitness industry. Do you enjoy working in fitness?
Yeah, so I didn't finish with a health background, so I kind of had to start from scratch, which started off with a online personal trainer certificate. I was still beginner. I didn't really have much experience, so I had to find a gym that I could work at, somebody that would give me an opportunity to work. And luckily I found you, and I also found another gym that gave me an opportunity to work as a HIIT coach. It's a rhythm boxing coach. That was a great first time dive into the industry. You get to work with clients, trying to run a group class. You would see that people are beginner. You have to kind of guide them through. So it was a great first step on getting to introduce to new people. And then as time went on, a job opening came up at base, and I got an opportunity to learn really more direct on strength training and personalized program, because now it's not just a HIIT boxing workout. It's more tailored towards people. So I got to learn different people have different goals. Some people may like to wake up early. Some people can only work out in the afternoon. So many people from the morning to the night, what they do, what they like to do, and how fitness kind of makes them want to be a better person.
Yeah, it's interesting with fitness. Yeah, it's almost like a 24-hour thing, right? You got people that want to train at 5 a.m. and people that want to train at 9. It's kind of always happening and always going on. What do you like about working in the fitness industry?
I love seeing people make progress. Yeah, small wins. I feel I've been there as well. You want to achieve something, and for some reason, if you're able to achieve, you actually feel so good. Then I couldn't believe I did it. And helping people or seeing people get that same feeling is a great feeling to have, no matter how small it is or how big it is. It could just be more steps, changing up their food diet, or even muscle gain. I love meeting new people. At first it was really challenging. I'm not really out there, but it's good to get yourself out there.
And I've seen your confidence grow as well. The more years you've had in the industry, it's like for me as well personally, it felt hard to be in front of 20 people and run a class, and it's gave me a lot of confidence over the years to know that that's, you know, I can do that now and that's fine. So I think I've really seen that in you the last 5 years. So when did you first start getting into kettlebell training? When were you first introduced to the kettlebell?
Yeah, so fun fact is, I was kind of like an intern at base, and it was still new. And then my boss actually randomly came out with like a kettlebell workshop. It's very new.
Who's your boss?
Jack Thomas, this man right here. Yeah, it was so random. Like, I mean, at first I didn't really want to do it. What is this kettlebell thing? But then it'd be rude not to take it. So yeah, I showed up to the class. Oh, you probably just do some rows, lift it up. But then you started like showing us that you can swing with it. There's a certain technique. There's a way to hold it. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I like how there's like a technique involved, and you kind of have to learn. You kind of guide us through that in the workshop. And you also made like a little challenge. I think it was like a 3-minute, just swing, try not to drop it. And I've never done that before. I've never swung a kettlebell for time. I didn't know it was like a cardio aspect to it. And it was a challenge. Like I was like, okay, like I thought it was going to be easy, but then towards the end, like, okay, you know what? There's some challenge. Really underestimated like kettlebell training.
Yeah, it's when you don't know what it is really, a kettlebell, you do just see it as another weight. Kind of looks like similar to a dumbbell, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things that I love about it is it's a great strength tool, and it's a fantastic conditioning tool when it's used in the right way. And your coach in that particular course, he was one of the world's leading kettlebell coaches, right? A Russian guy.
Oh, well, the workshop that I was talking about, that was your.
Oh, my workshop. Oh, okay, there we go.
Emrin.
Ah,
The first one,
okay.
Yeah, you gathered a few coaches.
Yeah, I remember now.
It was like one client, Jim.
Yes,
Jim
yeah.
Fisher,
That's right.
Yeah, it was like
wow.
three coaches and then one guy. That was my first step on
like
actually.
an introduction to kettlebell training. I remember that now. Yeah.
So that's when I first really learned how to hold the kettlebell. And then from there, I just started doing like, online. Okay, there's some complexes. You can do like a like one kettlebell, 20-minute workout. So I started doing those, and eventually I got addicted to swinging the kettlebell. I started doing some flips. You can flip the kettlebell. There's kettlebell juggling.
Which again, you can't do with a dumbbell, right?
Yeah, you can't do with a dumbbell. I was like, okay. And then I eventually learned that kettlebell, you could flow with the kettlebell.
Yeah.
Strength training is good. You have like one plane of motion. You go hard. You great for building muscle. But in kettlebells, you can actually kind of rotate, press, lunge with it. And I really like how my mobility got better with that. Like I could go in like a deep Cossack squat, get into a press.
And it's the way you load your body, right? In a way that a dumbbell is always going to put strain on your wrist and your shoulder. But kettlebells, you can rest it upon your body, and it allows you to do these flow movements, right?
Exactly.
And these, like deeper positions into squats and the like.
Yeah, and it's like it's made to swing. And you get introduced to like a ballistic movement now that you don't get with dumbbells. Yeah, I got addicted to that flow, and it never stopped. That's more of like fitness kettlebell.
Yeah.
But now,
it is addictive, right?
Yeah, it is addictive.
Once you start to understand how it works, and you really see the benefits, it is addictive. So just to be clear, I'm not a world-class kettlebell coach. I was referring to the next course that you did.
Yeah.
So maybe that was a couple of years ago now.
Yeah,
right?
I think it was like 2, maybe nearly 3 years ago.
Wow.
At that time, I didn't know much about kettlebell sport, but you brought in like a veteran world champion Russian guy, because kettlebell sport is originated from Russia. It's a sport where the goal is to pretty much do certain amount of reps within either 5 or 10 minutes. That's the goal. I guess, that Russian guy, he's been doing it for a long time. He's a veteran.
It was Sergey
Wojcinski,
is it? Yeah. So during the 5 or the 10-minute sets, you can't put the kettlebells down, right? You have to keep them off the ground. And actually with heavy weights, even just not putting the kettlebells on the ground for 5 or 10 minutes is quite a workout in itself.
Yeah, it's really challenging, and it really shows grit strength. Like towards the end, like, okay, when your body is like so tired and fatigued, can you not drop it down? It's like a whole new challenge that I've never done from like just normal bodybuilding or any HIIT workout before, and I really got into that.
Can you give a precise example of like kettlebell sport and what is it? So we've got a long cycle.
So you got long cycle. That's usually it's 2 kettlebells. We'll just talk about 2 kettlebells. Long cycle is you swing, you clean, and then you press, and you repeat that for as long as you can.
Typically 10 minutes, right?
Typically
5
10
minutes
minutes,
is like a bit of a light version.
Yeah, that's right. You got long cycle, and then you have the jerk from the rack position. You kind of do like a push press, and then you press overhead. again, 10 minutes, as many reps as you can without dropping it. The last one is a snatch, which you swing between your legs and just bring it up overhead in one motion and you bring it back down. And the beauty of the snatch is you're only allowed one hand switch within 10 minutes. You know, you got to be really good at handling the kettlebell for like at least 5 minutes if you want to do 50-50.
Roughly 5 minutes on each side. So
Yeah.
that was the discipline that I did, snatch, years ago now. I think the last one was in 2019, and then also before I started base, so like 2014, 2015. And yeah, that was one of the hardest parts, is just continuing for 10 minutes straight without putting it on the ground, right?
Yeah.
So you really need that endurance on one side. And one of the things I kind of felt was interesting about kettlebell training and I liked was the ability to rest the kettlebell without putting it on the ground. So on the snatch, that was in the extended position overhead. And so it kind of like packs your lats and your bodies if you're holding it correctly. If not, it kind of impacts your shoulders and your arms, and it's a lot harder to hold it in that position. But then recently you did a long cycle, which is a different position. So sort of quote unquote rest, right?
Yeah, it's a rest. And in kettlebell sport, you kind of have to find like this relaxation position. Like you said, in the snatch, it may be the overhead. In the long cycle, it's direct. And again, a lot of technique involved, just finding the rest position, because you kind of play around with like leverage. And the more leverage you have, the heavier it is. Yeah, I think I saw a video of you and doing a snatch as well. It was like back in the day. It's like a 20 kg or something.
That was the way that I built up to 20 kg for the snatch. I don't know if it was the same video, but there's one where basically my grip just went. So everything was kind of okay. It was getting towards the last minute of the 10-minute set, and I was like, okay, I'm going to sprint, because I kind of felt all right. Cardio was okay, because I've been doing a lot of work on my conditioning and kettlebell training, and body was kind of strong enough to do it. But the one thing that gave up, I guess it's a great example of you're only as strong as your weakest link, was my grip strength. So I went to do a swing and my grip strength just couldn't hold it anymore, and it actually flew out of my hands, and luckily it didn't kill anyone. But there was actually some spectators, but they were a few meters back. And yeah, you're only as strong as your weakest link, and my forearm strength was my weakest link. So again, when I did it, the discipline again in Singapore in 2019 at another competition, I really worked on my grip strength a lot. And that time I finished the whole 10 minutes and I beat my score from 2014 as well. So I was quite happy with that.
So you're like really massive forearms back then. I saw the video.
Yeah, I had to do some specific forearm training. What kind of people should do kettlebells and who can benefit from kettlebell training?
Anybody could do kettlebells. It's just a matter of if you're willing to kind of learn a technique and kind of go through the beginning phase of the kettlebell kind of hurting your wrists, banging on your shoulders, or you just want to explore different movements. I think anybody could do it. Yeah.
It really hits your body in like a different way, I think, to traditional strength training. I know a lot of like athletes use it and people who do MMA and things like that, but there's certainly a lot of crossover benefits to really anyone that just wants to get stronger and fitter, right?
Yeah, so if we're not talking about kettlebell sport, I actually did a little bit of boxing and MMA from my experience. A lot of people that kind of do sports or MMA or boxing, they get the kettlebell because there's acceleration and there's a break. So when they handle the kettlebell, they're more open to kettlebell training rather than just normal like fitness people. They kind of get that, okay, there's swinging, there's power. Because kettlebell one thing about kettlebell is it's one of the best ways to increase your hip power, right? Because kettlebell swing is one of the most fundamental movements ever. That's the first movement you should learn, is the kettlebell swing. So yeah, a lot of sport athletes can really benefit from kettlebell training. They can develop a really strong acceleration, especially in your lower body.
What I think is cool about kettlebell training is if you go to a CrossFit competition, everyone looks ripped and shredded in incredible shape. And if you go to the elite high rocks competition, it's kind of the same, right? Everyone's in this sort of insane Greek god shape. But actually, if you go to a kettlebell competition, it's like a whole mix of different people. You know, even if you're quite a big guy or girl, it actually almost has some advantages in how you can rest the kettlebell. And I've really loved that about kettlebell training. It's such a diverse community of different people. And when I was really into it, I was doing kettlebell training with some of my clients who weren't competitive, certainly wouldn't consider themselves athletes. And they ended up doing not just kettlebell training as part of our training, but they entered competitions as well. You don't need to be advanced, right? Beginners can try. You can start off with a small set, small few movements, and then you can build up to a few minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's the beauty about kettlebell sport is, there's like a 5-minute set. It can be like really beginner way. You can even do like an 8 kg if you're like a woman, go like really light, and just test your limits on how long you can kind of endure a weight that's swinging within you and try not to drop it. Great experience to feel before you retire from the fitness thing. I would say.
Yeah, it's unique in that way. I think that it really helps endurance, cardio, and also strength in one kind of basic.
A lot of
simple
mental
tool.
as well, because you know, you don't want to be that person that like, because my last kettlebell competition, nobody was dropping the kettlebell, and after my 6 minutes, I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna give up here. I think I might be the first one, but no, just take it one at a time.
Yep.
One at a time. A lot of mental, and eventually, the 10 minutes is up, and it's a great feeling, right? I'm sure, like after you finish, like, oh.
When I made it and it didn't slip out of my hands, it felt great. I mean, I've got a background in kettlebell training, and I really would encourage everyone to try it. Like you said, there's just great benefits, really an all-round fitness, and definitely a lot of mental strength as well. And it really is accessible once you get used to the fundamentals. It can be scary at first because it kind of hits you and hurts in a few places. But once you get over that, and I believe anyone can, they can really start to enjoy it and see the benefits. If someone wants to give kettlebell training a try, how and where can they do that?
Well, if you're in Bangkok, we have a kettlebell class at Base Sathorn every Monday, 8:30. I'll be your coach. I'm gonna teach you just to be a basic, how to handle the kettlebell properly, starting from the cleans to the swings, and then we'll get introduced to like movements like the squats, the press, and also combine those movements together. And we'll create a structure where you'll see that, okay, kettlebell is not just strength, but if you kind of add like a timer aspect to it, your cardio will get pushed as well, and that's where the strength and conditioning in the kettlebell kind of goes together. If you're in Bangkok, come check out Base Sathorn every Monday, 8:30. Or you can also there's so many kettlebell content online. You know, one kettlebell at home. There's so many workouts you can do just at home. That's one of the reasons why of the kettlebell during COVID. I just had a kettlebell.
Yeah, definitely great for that time. And you know, you only need one weight, and there's so much you can do with it. 8:30 a.m. Monday at Base Sathorn. Make sure you come and check out the class. Cory also helps people one-to-one with personal training as well. So thank you, Coach Cory, for joining. We do appreciate it.
Thank you, Jack, for having us here.
We will catch you on the next episode of the Build Your Base podcast.